Hey coaches, Thomas here from MyCoach Ai, and in this video I want to do a quick workshop on building meal plans, but completely from scratch. As you may already know, some of the MyCoach Ai system functionality contains things like auto-generated meal plans, which are really cool, and we have other videos on that. But today I want to focus on building meal plans completely yourself from scratch, because we have a pretty awesome meal plan builder, and I want you to know how to use it. So let's dive straight into it. I'm going to go to my libraries section and find the meal plan section. And once again, this is kind of your central hub for all of your meal plan templates. And it is also a way to work with our auto-generated meal plans, generating a template instantly within a week where we generate it. But today we are going to be working the other way around, which is we create the meal plan and the system will kind of show us the totals of what we have built. So in order to do that, we're going to go to the top right corner. We see create meal plan, and that's how we start a brand new template. Of course, you want to first give it a name and give it a description. So again, we are building a template here, which is really convenient because we can then always assign that same template for a meal plan to any client in the future, and it can even adapt to that client's calorie level. So really what we're building for here is a certain macro split and certain meals, but the calories don't even matter that much, because if we need to assign this at one point to a client that needs 1500 calories, we can do so and auto adjust to their calorie level. And if we then a week later need to assign it to someone who needs 2500 calories, we can do the exact same thing. We can use the same meal plan template, just have it auto adjust. So keep that in mind as we're building this. It's very convenient. I'm just going to call this walkthrough real quick so we can save it later on. Now, the meal plan names and descriptions are purely for your reference. Keep that in mind as well. This is not for your client to see. This is just so when you go to assign templates, you know exactly what you're working with. And so are the tags, right? If you want to tag it with gluten-free or high protein or whatever kind of characteristics the meal plan may have, this is your way to do so. Definitely go and add that in. So let's go then start building this actual meal plan, shall we? Well, real quick, the nutrition overview that you see above, keep an eye out on that as we are building, because that's going to show us the totality of what we're building within the meal plan. But what you'll find below is what we're actually going to be working with, which is the meal plan kind of overview per day or in a week view as well. Notice you have these handy copy paste buttons so you can easily copy meal days. But what we now need to start doing is, of course, entering our meals on the according days. And we do that using this little plus button here. And two options are going to appear for us to start adding in meals. And the first one is to add an existing one, and the second is to create a new meal. So let's start with existing meals. That is, of course, meals directly taken from the database. As you can see here in this library section, we're currently on meal plans, but we also have the meals section, where you'll also find a bunch of templates that we have already added for you into the system. A bunch of simple meals, for example, the chicken, rice, and broccoli type of combinations, very convenient to use, but also some really cool executive chef recipes like these with more cooking instructions, more ingredients involved, very cool to use in your meal plans. But understand that that is what you're searching within when you click existing meal, or of course any meals that you have already created in this section. As we'll see in a second, while we are building the meal plan, and of course I didn't save that one, that is rookie mistake, right? Make sure you avoid that. Always press save so you can save that template and continue forward. But what we will see is with that meal plan and the two options that we had, adding existing meals that you can choose from the database that we already have launched for you guys, and any meals that you have created. You can create new meals directly on the meal plan, or you can do it right here in the meal plans section. And I'll explain when you may want to do which one. So let's go back into a meal plan. Let's undo the mistake that we've made before, which is, of course, not saving the actual template. I'm going to call this a walkthrough, and let's add that into the description as well. And now again, with the plus button, that create new meal button, here's what you need to understand in the difference between creating a meal in the meal section and then pressing add existing versus just creating a new meal here. The biggest difference is that if you go to create a new meal here, you can directly start creating it, give it a name, add some ingredients to it, do whatever you want to do. Let's just quickly, so we can save an example, do the following. There we go. And the difference here is that I've just created a one-off meal directly here on this meal plan that is not going to be saved to my database. So this is just a meal, one-off, I created real quick for this specific meal plan, presumably, but not necessarily a recipe that I'm using across the board, sending to clients, using in recipe books, or consistently have it show up in my meal plans. If that is the case, then you would first go to the meals section. This is really a place where you go to create meals. These are the actual recipes that you think and imagine you're going to be using in meal plans time and time again, and also, send to clients in different ways. So that's where you go create meals first. Once you have created them, then they are going to appear for you when you're building the meal plan. Let's go back to that walkthrough one, right? And you go to select adding an existing meal. What you will find is under the My section is any of the meals that you have personally added to it, your real recipes that you're going to be using on a repeated basis. You can then super quickly and easily add in from here without having to, create a new meal every time. So that's the key difference. Keep that in mind. So again, you are going to be using a combination of adding existing meals as well as creating new ones on the spot by, to fill out this schedule. So for the existing meals, you take some from ours if you want, take some from yours as well. And of course, with creating new meals on the spot, you can add any one-off meals directly. Super simple to do. You just first add in a title, and then you're going to start adding ingredients. So you can just look those up right away here and start adding those in. Of course, adjust the amounts, and with the drop down, the serving type as well. And all of the macros are going to be shown to you. So you see the macros per food, and of course also per the total of the meal that you're building. Now from here, things are going to go pretty quickly. You can even slide in, by the way, this main menu, so you have the full screen view. Pretty nice. But from here, it's really going to get even easier, because what you can do is easily copy individual meals and add those to different dates. You can copy a whole day and add those to different ones. And you can keep building the template as long as you want as well. That's really important to remember. So with using a combination of existing meals and creating new ones, copying and pasting where needed, you build out your meal plan template exactly in the way that you want it. Remember that you can constantly play with the different amounts, the different styles of servings. The ingredients really have appropriate serving types that you can swap between. And as you can see, the nutrition overview is starting to fill up for us. So this is the next thing that happens. Once we are building the meal plan and once we have kind of, created it, we can then, of course, look into the nutrition overview that's actually going to tell us what we're building. So the calorie count, as well as the macro distribution that we can see in percentages or also grams that you can switch between here. And that will tell us everything we need to know about the meal plan. And that's pretty much it. We build it out in this way. We, of course, make sure to save it along the way. And then we have this template that we can work with at any time. Once again, you build it at a certain calorie level, but mainly, keep an eye out for the macro split as well as the actual meals and foods that are in there, because that's the thing that's really relevant. When you go to assign this template to different clients, it can auto adjust to their calorie level, which is a super neat feature, and I recommend that you use it. So that is how you build a meal plan from scratch. Pretty easy and pretty straightforward. Now, of course, there's awesome ways to leverage our algorithms as well to speed up this process or even completely automate it. We have awesome videos on that too, so go check them out. Or even better, if you're not part yet of MyCoach Ai, go sign up, go try this out for yourself. We have a free trial right now that you can sign up for. And so for more info on that, go click the link in the description. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.